Look at all these wonderful treats laid out in front of you here. Some of them are very familiar to you, such as the nachos and cheese, the breakfast biscuit there, even that packaged lasagna on the side there. But there's a healthy surprise attached to some of these snacks that you see in front of you. And on today's program, we're going to tell you exactly what that is. So please, don't go away. We'll be right back right after this. Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's program. I'm John Schellenberger. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the program, some of the snacks that you see laid out before you, such as the nachos and cheese, the breakfast biscuit, and to the left of your screen there is the lasagna. All these treats that you enjoy every single day are vegan. Yes, I said vegan. And the lady that's responsible and our guest today is going to tell us about some of these treats and how you can actually acquire them and where maybe you could find them to enjoy them. And we're going to find out her journey as a vegan and why it's so important to her today. So this is actually a second part to a show that we had done previously about a market that we visited that was vegan. So with that, let's get our visit started today with our guest, Chef Rafaya. And as promised, our guest of honor here is Chef Rafaya, and I wanted to bring her on the program because I actually met her last year, and she introduced me to a healthier way of eating some of the treats that, like you see in front of you here. It was actually, it was pleasantly surprising. She gave me a sandwich that looked like barbecued beef, but there was absolutely no meat in it. It was a vegan sandwich, and it was so delicious. And if she didn't tell me that that's what it was, I would have not known the difference. It was so good. And she gave me like a side of potato salad, and everything on that plate was vegan, and it was healthier for you. So with that, our guest today, Chef Rafaya. Chef Rafaya, thank you so much for being a guest today on the program. I've been wanting to get you on the show for a while, and finally it came about. I wanted to, first of all, talk to you about your journey as a vegan. What was the turning point for you, and why, when you said it in your heart, what was that turning point for you?
Well, sometimes, John, you don't have a choice, and I didn't have a choice. God told me what I had to do. Okay. And that's the real God's honest truth. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. All right. I had a vision, or he spoke to me, and he said, Rafaya, I want you to go and feed my people. All right. Okay, at that time, I was living in New York, fast life, didn't know what I was, wasn't a chef. And I'm getting this revelation saying, feed my people. And I'm like, okay, well, who are they, where are they, and what to feed them? These were legitimate questions that I was asking in the spirit. Okay. And I said, well, maybe I need to go to Chicago where they have all of the corn and the soybeans and the grains, and I had to buy tons of stuff. And, I really didn't know. Okay. But a comforting feeling came over me and just said, just be open to the spirit, and I will show you the way. And that's how this journey started. And it led me to Israel, to the Holy Land, where I've lived for 34 years there. Okay. And in my travels in a community there that is 100% vegan. Oh, okay. Yes, right. It's about 3,000 people there that are, it's like a kibbutz. And they're all vegan, and that's where I got the training and the studying and the researching, and then from there I moved out into Africa, into Zimbabwe, to Ghana, and to South Africa, and that's where my life has been for the last 30-some-odd years, and it's all been vegan, and that's how this started.
Now, it's funny because I saw your website, Vegan with Joy. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I did see some of the, what we're going to do today is kind of parallels with some taping that you did over in Zimbabwe.
Right.
Okay, you showed some of the dishes that are available, and that's what really drew me, and I said, we got to have this on my program.
Right.
I want people in the United States, right here in Southern California, to see some of the wonderful things that, like you had, one of my favorites is poultry. Okay, but you had fried chicken that was soy, and it looked, and the texture and everything else was very close to that.
Right.
So
it's an art. It's an art to making the foods that you're going to see today, because we're so tired. Well, the whole premise of our company, Vegan with Joy, my partners and I decided that we were going to get totally away from processed foods, because the food these days are, I call it Frankenstein food, because seriously, you don't know, it's made in a laboratory now by robots, people in spacesuits that are mixing up stuff that they won't even feed to their families. So this is what's sold. So we said, we're going to get away from the processed foods, and a lot of that is soy. But the product that you saw, the chicken, it's made from soy milk. When it cooks, it gets a film on the top. Okay. So you pull that film up and you dry it, and it's called yuba. Okay. And it's we use totally organic soybeans and organic wheat in all of our products. So our base for our vegan proteins, wheat and soy, organic wheat and organic soybeans. So a lot of people that want to become vegan, that's the first thing they're scared of. They say, well, chef, where am I going to get my protein if I'm switching from an animal-based diet to a plant-based diet? So quiet as it's kept, you can get more protein in beans and nuts and seeds and grains equivalent to the same amount that you would get in meat. So it's all a learning process. So I'm telling everybody out there that wants to become a vegan and want to change over from a animal-based diet to a plant-based diet, you can come to Vegan with Joy, and we're one-stop vegan shopping. You can come and you can get all of your food, your transitional comfort food, like you said, the barbecue and the chicken and the steak and the ham. We make all of that. But then we take it a little higher, and we go into the quinoas and the grains and the vegetables themselves, and we make burgers from sweet potatoes and kale and quinoa and those types of things. So we have a very large range of foods that's available to people that want to change because they're ill, if they have special health issues like cancer or diabetes. In fact, one of my partners cured herself from diabetes, taking insulin from eating this food.
How about that? How about that? Now, it's important to mention to you, the viewers at home, that this program is a vegan-based episode today, and this is how the vegan people feel about everyday foods that they've grown up on that are non-vegan. Now, there are some companies out there that are changing pace with that. They've got a long way to go to catch up, but they're trying. You know, the vegans are already in their mind and in their culture are already there. So they've got a lot of healthy secrets that they want to share with people, things that they've learned and that they want to pass along to you to give you an educated choice on how to eat better, if that's what, and you know, actually it helps with weight problems too.
Absolutely.
You can I went to, now I have to tell you that I've gone back to some of my favorite things out of habit. Okay. From the show that I did before. I went on a vegetarian diet, okay, and I lost 20 pounds in a month. I was down to a 29-inch waist. That's all over with because I went back to the chips and not the fast food, but the junk food that I liked to eat before, and I put that 20 pounds back on, just like that. If I were to go back to a vegetarian type of a diet, I would drop that 20 pounds in a minute. And actually, I felt lighter, which was I felt a lot lighter and a lot more energetic. So
what happens when you eat meat, John? When you eat meat, it sits in your colon for at least 3 days. So that's what you're feeling, full. You're getting all of that that's sitting there because it doesn't pass through as fast as vegetables and nuts and seeds and grains. So you will pick up a lot of weight if you are a meat eater and you continue to eat and eat and eat. And with fast food and everything is so cheap these days, the Franken foods are so cheap. You don't know what you're eating, especially with the children. And the childhood obesity is something that's near and dear to my heart. And so all of these foods that you see are making fun foods for kids, too, that want to lose weight. Because parents come to me all the time, Chef, please help me. My child is such a picky eater, and they won't eat this, they won't eat that, and vegetables is a no-no. So I try to incorporate vegetables in a way, like in a burger, like sweet potatoes and kale and all those kinds of things, broccoli and burgers, where they'll be getting their nutrition and losing weight and cleansing their colon and doing all the good things that vegetables are supposed to do for you.
Well, what we want to do now is showcase some of the wonderful vegan alternatives that are available to the people at home. So Chef Rafai is going to take us on that little tour of where all that magic happens for Vegan with Joy.
Okay, we ready?
Ready. Okay. The first thing I wanted to start with was some of the goodies that we saw at the beginning of the program, like the nachos and cheese and the breakfast biscuits and all the fun stuff that we like to eat, like the macaroni salads and the potato salads. Rafai, this looks to me, right here, this looks like barbecued beef, but it's not. Tell the people at home what this is, and then you can just tell us overall some of the goodies that we have here on the table.
Okay, first of all, when we talked about the transitional diet, a transitional moving from the animal-based to the plant-based diet. Okay. So that is what I've developed, a whole line of transitional comfort foods for people who still want to eat meat or think they are, but they don't want to give it up, but in a period of time they will change over. So what I've developed is a vegan barbecue, and it's made from, like I tell all my clients, flour and water. Flour and water.
It looks just like meat.
It looks like pulled pork meat. I promise you, I could win a lot of money with this. You could win a lot of money on a bet. I promise you. But we have a lot of clients that come in and they give this barbecue to their husbands and they take it home. And the husbands are like, don't come home without my barbecue sandwich. And their marriage is at stake. If they tell them that this is vegan, they will be divorced immediately. But it went.
I've had it. That was the sandwich you gave me, and I really enjoyed it because it did the texture, the taste, and everything. It was just like it.
It's an art. It's an art to developing. It's a science. Food is a science. And it'll either help you to live a long time or it'll kill you. So it's simple as that. I mean, what more can you say?
If you overindulge.
If you overindulge, and if you have the wrong food combinations, and if you have allergies to certain foods that you don't know that you're allergic to, like wheat. A lot of people are gluten sensitive. And this gluten intolerance, and that's why we're dealing with this gluten-free issue now, because gluten sometimes tends to cause inflammation, and inflammation then goes into a lot of other illnesses that you may have. So that's why, I know you don't like to say coming off meat. It's a good thing.
But you're a vegan.
Right. And that's why all of these foods, and you're going to see the other meat that we make, the steaks, the kebabs, the burgers, all from wheat and soy and vegetables. So this is just a bird's eye view.
Look at this. If I didn't know any better, it looks like just like a regular breakfast biscuit.
Sausage biscuit. And that's made totally from scratch. Totally from scratch. The biscuit is from scratch. The burger is a soy. It's a soy base. And
what about the cheese?
The cheese, no, I do buy the cheese. That's a vegan cheese. But it's a tapioca cheese.
Not a dairy.
It's not a dairy cheese. It's made from cassava root, and it's all plant based. So what you have is a totally 100% plant based breakfast sausage biscuit.
And you feel better about that if you're making that transition because it's better for you.
It's so healthy for you. It's fiber and it's protein. So you're getting all of that in one time.
Tell us about the nachos and cheese there.
Now this is the star. This is the latest star. This is our vegan, non-dairy no soy,
Okay. Oh.
nacho cheese.
All right.
And this again is made from a cassava root.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now I use the Daya cheese. Daya cheese is the packaged cheese that you buy.
It's very
And
popular.
it's very, very popular now, and it's so healthy for you, but everything in measures. You can't just go overboard, because if you're a cheesy person that loves cheesy like I used to, and I love cheese, don't go overboard, because you do have your saturated fats and you do have certain things that are inside that will put weight on you if you just, it's a vegan cheese and I can just eat it. No.
I do that.
You cannot do that. Don't sit and eat a tub or 3 tubs. No. In moderation, because like you say, get the hands off. You know, you get that feeling where you just have to have some cheese.
Right.
But we've developed from the Daya, my own recipe,
Okay.
and we make the nacho cheese with the chips. So it's very delicious, and it's good, and it's fun, and we sell it in the tubs.
Okay.
You can buy it by pounds,
Okay.
and especially for football season now coming up,
Okay.
and all the Super Bowl games, and we have the football platters with the nacho cheese and chips in the center.
Now,
With
again, you're saying all this is on Vegan with Joy, like the tubs and everything else. Anything that you want that's showcased here, it's available to you there.
Yes, it's available. And another thing, John, we're going online with our foods now.
Oh.
You'll be able, in about a month or so, we'll be able to buy all of these foods online. And these are for people that have health issues that can't come out, or they're overweight, they can't come out, or they just don't like to shop, or they don't have time, they have 12 jobs and they can't cook.
Right. You're making it convenient for a person to get this stuff.
Exactly.
That's key.
Exactly.
That's key.
Exactly.
Now, what is this? Tell me
This
what this
is carrot salad. This is what you see here. And this is how it's packaged in the stores.
Okay.
So you can buy this. This is 8 ounces, and it goes for $3.99.
Okay.
So this is carrots, just freshly juiced organic carrots. And then we put the juice back in it, and then we put veggies and not a lot of spices. But we use the soy aminos, the Bragg's aminos, like you talked about, because I don't use any added salt.
Okay.
The only added salt I use is Himalayan pink sea salt.
Okay.
And that's very, very, it's a healthier salt.
Got it.
But I use a small amount of the soy aminos. But my clients or patients who can't have salt altogether, I have a salt seasoning that I make up myself, a blend that I use. So I have a line of spices too that we sell under Vegan with Joy. So like I say, if you decide you want to become vegan and you don't know how, this is the place to come. I can walk you through it. I can teach you through it. I can help cry you through it. I can just whatever you need to do,
Now, see,
we're here for you.
One thing I'd like to mention is that Rafia is in 2 or 3 different locations. It's wonderful. She told me that she was in an AM/PM location, an ARCO station, and because when I go in there, I'm geared to my old self would be, grab a hot dog or grab this or that. She's there offering all the stuff that looks just exactly like it. And it's all vegan stuff. And how is that going? Is that going well?
It's going. It took a minute.
Okay.
It took a minute
All right.
because people say, I don't eat out of a gas station. I don't get food. There's no healthy food in a gas station.
Right.
So once you get over that hump, when you understand that, yes, it's a big, huge sign with full of vegetables and fruits. It says healthy choices. Okay, you can't miss it.
All right.
But what I wanted to do, and the owner wanted to do, was to give people a choice. You give people a choice.
Right.
And you're on the road, you're driving, you're going from point A to point Z.
That's me.
You're a vegan, the kids are vegan, you want something healthy, but what do? You go to a restaurant, they're frying the fries in beef juice or spraying them with something you don't want to know what it is.
Right.
But now we're giving travelers and people in the area a chance to come and grab vegan and go.
Love it.
Grab and go. So
it.
this is how it's packaged in these nice little containers. And the sandwiches, this is the barbecue sandwich here. It sells out.
I believe it.
It sells
I believe
out.
it because it was delicious when I had it. I loved it. And you say you got a lasagna there.
This is the lasagna. We can't keep this. We're also in Loma Linda Market out in Loma Linda, where Loma Linda is surrounded by hospitals.
Yes.
And they are Seventh-day Adventists, and they're very, very conscious of diet.
Yes.
And
vegetarian,
and I'm telling you, we can't. The food is flying off the shelves.
I believe that.
It's literally flying, and because there's so many patients in the areas that have illnesses that they can't have salt, they can't have sugar, they can't have oil, they can't have gluten or soy.
Right.
We cater to these types of diets for these people that are there. But now we want to reach the large market, because it's a lot of vegan upstarts that are coming, but they don't have 50 years of experience behind them of tried and tested recipes that work.
Okay.
And that's what you see here. That's the key. We're not
trial
just
and error.
in it for, we're in it to make a little change too.
That's all right.
But we're also in it to give people that want to eat healthy and live longer a chance.
Healthier, longer, and happier.
And happier, yes.
Because it does. Food does change your mood.
Food.
And it can.
I promise you.
I'm telling you, because I've noticed that when I have too much sugar, I want to, I can build an arc from here to Barstow. And then when I come down off of that sugar, I want to sleep.
Exactly.
But I love the energy it gives me, but yet, I notice that with the vegan food, it's a nice level.
It's a level.
See, now, like I said, periodically I've gone back to some of the things that I out of habit.
Right.
But now when I'm out and I'm driving somewhere, like the other day I was going to just drive in and get some Chinese rice and some noodles and stuff. I saw a vegan Thai place in South Pasadena, and we may go and visit them later on in the year. I went in there and had all the wonderful foods that they had to offer, delicious stuff, just like you've got going on, delicious stuff. I said, I like the fact that I had a healthier alternative that I could choose to go in there, and I liked that because in that way I felt good about what I was eating, and then I wasn't so tired for the rest of the way back to the Inland Empire. It was just a lot. It was satisfying to me, and again, it was just I had a choice. And I chose this, and because of, like I mentioned before, my friend Carlos is the one that got me educated on this topic, and he suggests to me, when you have this opportunity, take it, because it's there. It's up to you to choose it. So, okay, these products again are available on Vegan with Joy.
Vegan with Joy
online, and now we're going to go on and see some of the other wonderful and some of the treats that are available. So with that, she's going to take us on to our next stop.
Okay. Want to mention too, John, the quinoa. Quinoa is very, very important for people who are changing over and want protein. This is the #1 protein grain, one of them, but this is called a superfood. So quinoa, we make it with organic kale, the quinoa and tomatoes, and this is the spicy red quinoa here with jalapeno and cilantro, give you a little kick. But this is great just for, you could split it up, put a couple of spoons on a green salad, or just eat it as it is. People have different ways that they like their quinoa, but we offer about 4 ways that they can buy it already made, and this is a really good seller. So just want to mention that.
I'm glad you mentioned the quinoa, because I had tried that. I want to try it again the way you make it. Because I'll tell you, the first time I tried it, I didn't care for it.
Okay.
And then I had pasta made with quinoa. Quinoa. I like the way it cooked up, but it was a little bland. It just didn't have that regular flavor that I was looking for. But it's a different thing. It's not the regular pasta that's made the regular way. It's a quinoa.
It's quinoa.
But yet you spice that a certain way to give it that special taste.
Because quinoa is, like you say, it's bland, and it absorbs the flavors. So that's why it's an open palate, and whatever you like, you can take it home and cook it up like rice. That's what I tell everybody. Cook it like rice, and then add your seasonings, add your spices, add your veggies, and then you design your plate. But here we've already taken the time to investigate which products work well with the quinoa, like the fresh herbs, the kale, the fresh tomatoes, the olive oil, the cold-pressed olive oil. And again, no salt, garlic. I love garlic.
I do too.
Love garlic.
I do too.
Love garlic. And garlic, all of these things are body healers. So everything that you're eating here is healing. This is healing foods. These are foods that are made with a lot of love, and they come with the background of the knowledge of the proper food combinations, and that's key.
Okay, well, we're going to go on to our next stop, which is the some of the treats that I've been wanting to show you. So Rafia is going to take us there now.
Alrighty, let's go.
Okay. All right. Now, our first stop, I noticed some what looks to be kebabs. Okay, so Rafia is going to tell us what these kebabs are and what they're made with.
Okay, remember we talked about wheat meat? We talked about wheat meat from the flour and the water. This is how it looks. This is how it looks. This is what I call wheat. This is the base of the kebabs, the steaks.
Okay.
And it's a process. And you can slice it. Now, we sell this by the pound because it's wheat meat. A lot of restaurants and customers buy this by the pound, and they take it home and they season it themselves because it has the texture. It has the same texture as a steak, and all you do is season it up, and that's what we do here. So this is a wheat steak kebab, and so it's got all your veggies, and then it's the wheat chunks in between the veggies. So this is a very big seller, but again, you can take the chunks and you can take them home and make them and batter them like nuggets.
Okay.
Or put them,
like a stew.
you can make them in a stew. They're called stew and chunks.
Okay.
Stew and chunks. So this is a very versatile product here.
Now, what is this?
This is the yuba. Remember the yuba? We talked about the soy milk, the film from the soy milk that you hang up to dry.
Okay.
Right. That's what this is. And the yuba, I make nuggets from this.
Oh.
And this is also a kebab made with the soy. This is the soy, like a soy chicken.
All right.
You can flavor it like chicken, ham, turkey, or fish. So it's a very versatile product.
Okay.
This is a yuba roll here. This is the yuba roll, and it comes in a sheet, and I roll wild rice in the middle. So this is a yuba roll with wild rice stuffing.
Okay.
And this is the meal that we sell for Thanksgiving. This is the yuba roll with the mushroom gravy.
Okay.
The dressing I made with millet, not cornbread dressing. It's millet for people that are gluten insensitive, gluten-free dressing.
All right.
And the mac and cheese and veggies. So this is just a sample here.
Talk about the mac and cheese. What you of course use a Daiya cheese for that, or?
Well, I make my own base cheese from the soy milk. First I make that, and then at the topping I take the Daiya cheese and sprinkle it on the top. But you have to have something to make it cream and give that same creaminess of the mac and cheese. So we make our own cheese, and we also sell that by the tubs also for people who are looking for a soy cheese with very little oil. So that's what I use to make.
And I wanted to mention that some of the plates that we see right here, they look very inviting, you know, and they're so good for you. Again, and this again is the yuba. This is the soy chicken. Now I wanted you to see the texture. Can you get a close up of that texture and see how that breaks apart? And you can flavor it like fish or chicken or ham or turkey. And again, you can buy this by the pound from us also. But it's very delicious, and it's a meal. These are some of the meals that we will be offering online. So you have your Brussels sprouts, your whole grain wild rice, and your soy herb chicken, like a chicken breast fillet. So that's from the soy yuba. And this is the steak again. Now, so good.
We grill it, right. We grill the steaks. And in a little grill, take this and season it and grill it, and you couldn't tell anybody that wasn't a piece of steak.
It looks so much like regular meat.
And that's the point, to get people to feel comfortable in saying, if I'm going to sit down to a meal like this, I want something that's going to remind me, but not give me all of the other things that come with it. So that's the benefit of eating healthy, and we take the time to create the food in a way that will make you feel comfortable in eating something familiar.
This is familiar, and it's one of my favorites. I love Italian food. I love it. And this is a lasagna.
This is a gluten-free lasagna. Now use the gluten-free rice lasagna noodles with the soy. I cut this up, the wheat meat, chop it up, make my own tomato sauce, and the cheese that we talked about, the soy cheese, and then I sprinkle the daya on top, and that's your lasagna.
A lot of people will look at that and be hesitant that are Italian food addicts like me and think because it has these other ingredients in there, it's not going to be as delicious. That's a fallacy, because I know it to be. That's the key.
Right.
Seasoning, like you talked about earlier.
Right.
It's seasoning the food to where the first time you eat it, this is wonderful. I might continue to do this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's called addiction. It's called addiction. Now, you can have good addictions and you can have bad addictions, but we're trying to get people off the bad addictions, the sugar, all of those other things. But yes, this is a healthier version of the lasagna, and it's perfect for those who are gluten-free. Okay, and I'm working on the soy-free too. Working on the soy-free, gluten-free. Yes, lots of people can't have soy. So I'm moving away from the wheat and the soy. We talked about the levels of food, the soy and the wheat, and then you move up to your vegetables and your combination with your grains and other things, fresh herbs. So that's where you're going to see us going higher and higher.
Well, she's going to show us. We're going to go over here to another table, and she's going to show us some of the sandwiches and everything that I like and that are available to us. I love this.
All of the sandwiches can be bought at Arco AM/PM and Loma Linda, and here at Foothill Kitchens in Upland. Okay. Now we're going to talk about the sandwiches. This is a sweet potato, kale, quinoa, chia, blacks.
Wow.
You can't get any healthier than that.
No, you can't.
Let me repeat that.
Go ahead.
Sweet potatoes, kale,
All right.
quinoa, chia, black seeds.
And flaxseed. That's so important.
That
for
is,
cholesterol, isn't it?
it will help you lower your cholesterol, help clean your colon, and help you to lose weight and feel better. Okay?
Okay.
So remember we talked about the transitional where you have your steaks and your hamburgers.
Right.
Well, we're moving up higher when we're using more quinoa and fresh vegetables in the burgers. Because a lot of vegans, they don't want anything to look like meat. They don't want anything to taste like meat.
No,
if you're a certain level of vegan, you don't want anything to remind you of meat.
And like as I mentioned about him so much in the show, Carlos was the same way.
Right.
He said I've already graduated.
Right. Once you make up in your mind that you don't want any meat, you don't want to see it on your plate. You don't want to see it looking like, tasting like, smelling like. Right. So that's why we have another level of food at Vegan Joy where we incorporate vegetables and grains and chia and flax seeds. So this is our very healthy burger. Another burger is the hemp burger.
Really?
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Hemp is a superfood. Hemp is a superfood.
I am so uneducated about hemp. Tell us about it.
Okay, well, your hemp is certain grains that are top of the line on the top of the food chain. And hemp is up there with your omega-3, your protein, your fiber. It has so many things in it. I mean, the list is this yay long. So you go online and check out hemp because it is so healthy for you. Now, these are the seeds, the hemp seeds, okay? And so we take the hemp seeds, and I mix them again with the quinoa, with the flax, and the chia. So you have a super powerful burger.
Wow.
And this is good for bodybuilders, too. for people who are work out a lot and they want to gain muscle mass and they want to they're athletes and they're we have one friend of mine who is the first vegan bodybuilder. Kenneth Williams, yep. Okay. And he loves this burger. Wow. He says, "Do you have any more hemp burgers?" And so it's a line of food that we can cater to those who are into healthy, and they work out,
and that makes sense. Mm-hmm. That totally makes sense because it goes along with their health and fitness craze.
Exactly. Okay. Another burger here. This is made from garbanzo beans.
I love garbanzo beans.
Incorporate the chickpeas. So all of these are gluten-free except for this one. These have no gluten. But the chickpeas, garbanzo beans, and I use 3 types of herbs: cilantro, basil, and thyme in this burger. Okay. So you got your herbs and your bean and your protein, so you're good to go. This one, I call it the Humburger. Okay. Humburger, not hamburger, Humburger.
Is it made with hummus?
No, it's not made from hummus. It's made from this. This is the wheat burger.
Oh, okay.
The base of the wheat. So this is for people that want to, or kids, you can give them a hamburger and fries or chips or something like that. So you have a vegan version. Okay. And the last one is, I call it a jalapeno beet. So this is a total vegetable burger. So you have your beets, your carrots, your celery, your peppers, your onions, and all of this is held together by flax seeds. So again, none of these are, this is the only one would take this one out, but these are gluten-free and full of protein and fiber and plant goodness.
All right.
And so we make the sandwiches available to, like I said, Loma Linda, Arco, or you can call the number and you can order 6 to 12 sandwiches at a time, however you want to get them, we can get them to you. Okay. This one is the Yuba chicken sandwich, the no chicken sandwich. And this is the no steak. This is the steak sandwich.
Look at how satisfying that looks.
It looks satisfying, and the mouthfeel and the chew and the taste and the texture, you get full. And a lot of people say, Chef, we're so happy with your food because it makes us full, but it's not an uncomfortable type of feeling.
That's my thing. I love it because of that. I mean, like I said, I still enjoy some of the things I do, but as I transition over to, and if I eat this as an alternative, it's satisfying to me, and I don't feel...
Right, it doesn't feel. But one thing I have to tell you, if you eat this food, it's going to make you go to the bathroom. And that's a good thing.
But that's cleaning you out.
So, what do you want?
I know
that's to be healthy.
Right.
That's what food is supposed to be, body friendly.
Right. But if, like you said, at some point your body will condition itself where you won't do that as often because it's used to this body coming into your body on a regular basis.
Right? Exactly. So after your body gets acclimated to this type of food, your system will regulate itself. Like you said, it'll regulate itself, but you have to drink enough water. And water and Coca-Cola is and those types of sorry, but carbonated fizzy things does not equal water.
My kids love their soda pop, so there's going to have one of those vices, you know. I wanted to ask you about this. Looks so attractive.
This is a spinach wrap, and I do like a Philly cheesesteak with the wheat, and this is one of our biggest sellers.
What's this wrap here?
That's spinach.
Oh,
spinach and whole wheat. Spinach and whole wheat. You can get them. They're very healthy for you. So, and we take the salads that you saw earlier. We wrap the quinoa into the wraps. The carrot salad makes a delicious wrap. Okay. So you don't have a lot of the bread. People who are getting away from so many thicker breads, you can have the option of, they have so many flavors now, spinach and sun-dried tomato and herb. You can get all kinds of wraps to use our burgers. Now you can buy the burgers by the pound too. Okay. They're available by the pound. It's 4 in a pack that you can take home. So, and get your wraps, and you're good to go. Get your salads, and it's just wonderful.
See, I like this because I'm a tortilla person. I just, that's me. I'm Grew up in Southern California.
Right.
It's part of who I am because I love these foods. I just love it. This gives me a nice alternative
It does.
to this. And I'm not really, I feel better about this more so than I would feel about what you would normally, not so much as a tortilla, but maybe a pita bread or something like that. Because this is vegetables. It's vegetables, but it feels just like a flour type of a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I like that.
It's good. It's good, and everyone will like it. You know, they say, try it, you'll like it. I don't like green eggs and ham. Try the green eggs and ham, okay? You'll like it.
Now we've saved the best for last. You're gonna show us some of the wonderful sweet
Okay,
treats.
I just want to say this is just a microcosm of what we do. Just a few things, but my thing, I can't have gluten, and I love sweets. So I had to create things that I would like that would be healthier for people in my position that need gluten-free foods. Right. So all of my desserts, I specialize in making them gluten-free. Now, some of the customers say, I don't care about gluten, just give me gluten. Okay, so if you special order, you can get it non-gluten-free.
As I mentioned in several shows past, I do have a sweet tooth, and Chef Raffaia has a vegan alternative for people like me, and not only that, but for the people that can't tolerate gluten.
Right.
Okay, so she's going to tell some of the treats that you see. Oh, I love those already. I'm already wanting that. But let's start with some of these cookies here.
Okay, well, a lot of times, you know, kids that are gluten intolerant and they can't have cookies and they're just, oh, well, why? You know, they get to school in their lunchbox and they see the other kids with the cookies and then they share and then they get, but now they have the gluten-free options available. So we have the oatmeal raisin cookies and we have the Toll House cookies. Now, these do have nuts in them, so I have to tell the people that have nut allergies, we make the chocolate chip plain cookies and the Toll House cookies. These have dark chocolate, non-dairy chips, walnuts, which are very healthy for you, and raisins. And it's a combination of a rice blend and other blends of gluten-free flours that I use. So yeah, you can eat up.
I like these. I had one and they're delicious. And you know, Chef Raffaia had all this stuff prepared for us before we did the shoot, and she was afraid that because it had been sitting for a minute that it wouldn't be as good as it. No. Didn't even matter. It's just as moist in the middle.
Okay,
so yes, it's really good. It's very, very good. And what do we have here?
Okay, now these are just two of the gluten-free cheesecakes that I make. This is a pineapple coconut tofu-based cheesecake with a nut crust. This is a sweet potato cheesecake with pecan and agave topping. Now, for my sweeteners, I use no sugar, like we said, no sugar, and I use agave, which is a cactus sweetener.
Yes.
A cactus sweetener, and sometimes I use coconut palm sugar too. But I basically use agave for all of my desserts. Okay.
Now, for people who know what agave, a lot of alcohol people know what that is. They don't have to be.
Okay.
It's very safe because it's the agave in this form, and that's what it's really. And there's another reason it's there is for you to use it in this sense.
This is the raw agave. This is raw. Okay? So it's healthy, and in moderation, it is good for diabetics, too. In moderation. Everything in moderation. So, again, if you're looking for a dessert that's gluten-free and sugar-free, you found the mother lode. It's right here. And we also do fruit toppings with organic fruits like kiwis and blackberries and strawberries and blueberries. So you're able to order your special cheesecakes or the minis. We're just showcasing the minis now. These come, you can get 6 or 12. Either way, you can order.
Oh, my favorites. I love chocolate.
This is triple chocolate gluten-free cupcakes. I mean, for a chocoholic like me, I don't know if you're a chocoholic too. And I have so much fun making these because I can just see everybody's eyes when they see, oh, it's chocolate and it's non-dairy.
Oh, the presentation. Now, again, you said non-dairy. Tell us what it is.
It's non-dairy. The chocolate is dairy-free dark chocolate. And so I get it, and I melt it down, and I make my topping and my icing. And again, it's a blend of gluten-free flours with the agave sweetener. So, and it's about 4 of the cupcakes that I make: the lemon coconut, the red velvet, vanilla, and triple chocolate.
Would you mind if I took a little piece
Please do.
I see some of these cooking shows where the person cooking takes it. Here, let me take a little taste for you. This is wonderful. This is wonderful.
Dairy chocolate, and it's gluten-free and it's sugar-free, and I'm just so happy to be able to fulfill my charge that was given to me. So I'm feeding everybody.
It's wonderful, wonderful food. So I'm so glad that we had an opportunity to look at some of the fun foods that people eat in fast foods that people eat each day. But there is a healthier alternative that Chef Raffaia has shared with us. So we wanted to say thank you for giving us this little tour right here, and I'm very impressed. I'm very pleased with this. So, gosh, what can I say? It's healthier for you, and again, and it's every bit as satisfying and enjoying.
Exactly. And we want to make it available to the masses. So for people that need parties catered or in-home meals catered, we're open to anything that you may need to help get you on the right track, eating-wise and health-wise. Health and wellness, that's what we're all about.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
And classes, too. So classes are available right here at the kitchen.
Vegan with Joy.
And Vegan with Joy.
Well, I sure have enjoyed my visit today with the team, Vegan with Joy. And I wanted to wrap up the show with these ladies, and I wanted them to just say goodbye, but not only say goodbye, but hello. I wanted them to welcome you to go to veganwithjoy.com and see all the wonderful things that they have available, things that they've showcased today, but they have so much more available to you. And not only that, they have classes available, yes, and just overall and a healthier, better way and an alternative to eat the foods that you enjoy and use each and every day. So I wanted to wrap up the show with
Labia,
Shalia,
Raffaia.
Again, the ladies of Vegan with Joy. And Raffaia has an acronym, SOS. I wanted her to share that with you.
SOS, normally it says save our souls. Well, save ourselves. No salt, no oil, no sugar. Okay? And that's an option to all those who want to keep the sodium out of their diet, the oil out of their diet, and the sugar out of your diet. Vegan with Joy can help you develop this meal plan that can help save your soul.
All right. Well, with that, again, ladies, thank you so much. This was an enjoyable visit. And with that, I'm John Schollenberger. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.